Just did haga today, stand start. So a stepping stone on the path, but kind of a perfect day. Was feeling a little too warm until the sun went behind the hill, but I knew that it would because I was here a couple weeks ago, and it just gets noticeably colder, sometimes more humid, but definitely colder when the sun goes down. And was smart with my time. Still was very tired. I think the go I did it was definitely my last go either way. And when I matched, I felt my arm kind of cramp and like shook it out when I hit the lip. I came in with the attitude of just trying to learn the match move today. And I've never done that before. I've just been adamant that I could try from the start and that I would sort of work it out as I went. Because the first few moves are kind of trivial, and then the middle is so hard that to learn the end, you have to do the hard part anyway. So it's like, why not just rip from the start? But today I was like, fuck it, I want to do the low start. So do the hard moves in the middle a bunch, just to save a tiny bit of skin and energy of doing the easy moves at the start. Seemed to be a good strat. I really feel like hard bouldering has this duality of like, you want to come in carefree and curious and open and not necessarily like looking to do anything, because it's such an investment for me to get here from the east side, especially right now with Tumwater closed. It's like almost a 2-hour drive, and I have a baby at home and a wife who needs help with stuff, and they're super supportive, but it's still like a lot of pressure on me, you know, to try to like quote make the day worth it, which I've talked about before. But you know, even though I do want to stay open and curious because I know that that's how I'm going to have a good day, and it is good for outcomes, there's this duality because I also really want to do it. I want to do it. It's not a clear-cut, curious, open-minded thing. I want to do the boulder. That's what I've spent my whole career doing. And I feel like a lot of it is just like sort of fibbing to yourself, or like convincing yourself that that's not what it's all about. It's like there are two wolves inside you kind of meme. There are like a lot of things that make haga a super interesting boulder, but one of the things that is the most interesting, or I don't know if interesting is the right word, but when you're there on a nice day like today, it's so close to Seattle and it's so close to the road. It's like a 3-minute walk. It's about an hour from Seattle, I think. Very easy to get to, very approachable boulder. It's not tall. You don't need super tactics to try it. It's just hard.
Come on.
And because of all these features and its grade, you get like crowds of people trying it. And I've had a lot of experiences in crowds that I was frustrated, and maybe like people aren't being respectful or showing good etiquette, but there's just something about Hagakure that it's such a high quality boulder, and it's like on everybody's life list. It brings this respect and this awe out of people. And like, I'm not saying that there was never any experiences where people were rude at the boulder or anything, but you know, there were 20 people at the boulder today, and everybody's so nice. And like, people were being quiet when others were climbing. People were really taking their turns. And that's cool. It's definitely not like that at every boulder. There's just something special about that boulder. I'm trying to think about like tactically what stands out to me from the experience, and definitely I today came in with the attitude of relearning the match instead of sticking with the heel beta that I had done before, because I had stuck the match that way once. No! And so I sort of thought that that's what I was going to do, that I was going to match and then change my feet to go to the top. But reflecting on it, I was just like, it's been 3 sessions. I've been getting to the match, almost 10 tries, maybe like 8 to 10 tries per session. I make it to the match. No! And it was just time to rework that move. And that was obviously a good decision because I reworked that move today in Cent. It's also insanely friction dependent. It's not quite Squamish level of finicky. I think this valley is a little bit more forgiving than that, but you really do need it to be quite dry. And I have very dry skin, so like on a lot of hard boulders, I just automatically am using liquid chalk every try, or I'm putting water on my hands every try, like before I chalk up. There's not a lot of boulders where I've had to do both with haga, like kind of depending on the session, and I had to get that really dialed in. Today, I realized, I'm not sure if this always would have worked, but today I would put some water on my hands and then get a little bit of boost. I'd rub that in and wait about 5 minutes, and my skin felt so perfect. And that's definitely something I'm gonna try when it's similar conditions to this. I think that was like a really good call for this boulder. Okay, this isn't really related to haga, but it's on my mind right now because I'm trying haga. There's this pervasive myth that age is just a number, and I think people are trying to be optimistic, and I really do get where they're coming from. When they say like, well, it's not that you're older, it's that you have more responsibilities, or it's that you're not taking good care of yourself over the years. Like, definitely those things are true, but like, I have those responsibilities and I didn't take care of myself over the years. So I am where I am. And you can say age is just a number all you want, but the truth is I feel the way that I feel. I think it's fair for me to be really proud of myself to climb V12 at 39. I don't think that's something that's super common. Maybe the kids that I'm climbing on haga with will still be climbing at that level or considerably harder than me when they're 39. I mean, time will tell. One of the biggest constraints about going to this boulder for me is just that, I can only be away from home for so long. I think a lot of people can relate to this who have kids or who have busy jobs. So for me to do a 2-hour drive to go try the boulder and spend some time vlogging in the car, it's a huge investment, and I get that much less time to try the boulder. I have to condense my session a little bit to make space for the drive and stuff. I can't just stay here and try it with lights or go to another boulder afterwards and just party all night. And that is the constraint of age and responsibilities just as much as any of the physical difficulty. It's not something that you can alleviate with training. You just have to plan really well, and you just have to like be very on top of all your other stuff that you have to take care of. I guess you can alleviate with training in the sense that you could train to have higher session capacity or higher like session density, which is something I kind of naturally have to do now that I have a kid, but it's more complicated than people make it out to be. Can't believe that I forgot to say this part. I'm not on the highway yet, just on the little forest road, but I tweaked my intercostal 3 days ago in the gym doing a stupid like little cordo move, and it was really bothering me on the drive over. So a major tactic that I had to employ today was leaning into the wolf inside me that wants to do the same problem, because I knew after I warmed up and cooled down, probably at some point when I was driving home, my rib was really going to hurt. And lo and behold, it does not feel great. That is the good news about having a lot going on and having a family, is I can take a lot of rest days and have plenty of other stuff to hold my attention. So I think I have earned myself a little deload from climbing.